I want to share with you some thoughts that I got from the leadership conference I have attended at the beginning of this month here in London. It was an incredible opportunity and I'm so grateful for it. It happened at the Royal Albert Hall, which is a magnificent place to be. I was looking around thinking, oh, I feel like a fish in the water here. Just so much space and so great, and the architecture and all, it's wonderful. Well, there are some of highlights that I took from this conference, and I thought they were so profound and they spoke to me, so I want to share them with you. The only thing that can destroy us are the things that we are unaware of. That was in the context of not getting stuck in one place and so stuck in work, forgetting about taking a break and looking at the life from other things that are in life. So some thoughts were to divert daily, to retreat weekly, and to holiday yearly, so that you can keep your sanity and your energy level and so that you don't burn out. So basically divert daily, like do different activities within a day. Retreat weekly. The weekends should be weekends, not full of work and more things to do. And holiday yearly. Some people here holiday 4 times per year, 6 times per year. That is to take care of yourself emotionally. These thoughts were from Nicky Gumbel. And then I think also Nicky Gumbel talked about some what it takes to be successful, and about a study that was made on the people, successful people throughout life. The one common denominator that came out of that study was grit. This is the only differentiator of success. How do you build it? The idea was there's got to be perseverance and passion. An incredible person at this conference was the Archbishop of Manila in Philippines. It was the Catholic Archbishop, and he's a cardinal, and he's one of the most humble people I've seen ever. I mean, he is taking all these pompous words and positions and bringing them so down to earth and really like dissecting them to like just very practical, simple things. So that's what he said about him being named as a cardinal. He said, cardinal, like, I don't know why they did that. I don't need that. I mean, he's also the head of the Worldwide Caritas organization. And when they asked, like, how do you manage to manage such a big organization, and how do you provide leadership? And he, again, very humbly kind of said, I don't know what, I just go, and he says, I just go and talk to people and ask them how they are doing and if they need anything. He says he gets invited to this World Trade conferences or World Economic Forum. He says they invite me here, and I look at the invitees on the list, and I see there is the IMF head and the World Bank head, and these are people that I see on TV. And he's like, why do they need a cardinal there? What are they looking for? What can I say? And then he says that there's been a trend that a lot of the world's economic leaders and political leaders as well seem to seek more the input of religious leaders into how to solve world problems. So when they ask him how would he go about fighting poverty, he says 3 things I ask them, these world leaders. First, what is your vision? And then the second, does your vision include the poor? Because if the poor are not in your vision, how are they going to be in your policy? And then the third thing, he says, I ask them to go and touch their hands. Touch them, go touch them, their hands, touch them. I thought this is quite powerful because it just kind of hits to the point, and you get contact with a real problem when you go and touch them. How does he go about his day? He said that if it's an important day, or every day actually, every day He spends time about an hour in the morning just meditating and letting God kind of search his conscience and thinking about his conscience, what's going on there. And if he has an earlier meeting, then he gets up earlier, but he makes sure to spend about an hour like this every morning. And then Nicky Gumbel was the one that was interviewing this Archbishop of Manila, and he asked him, conscious, like what can you explain what is conscious? Like what exactly are you looking for? And he said, conscious defines as inner thoughts, feelings, desires, movements. So I try to be attentive to what's going on inside, and what do I feel? What are my thoughts? And he says, then if during the day throughout my day I run into a similar feeling, then it's being brought back to my conscious. I just become aware that, okay, this is what's going on, and then I have two choices. I'm thinking, if I respond this way, then this outcome will come, and this is not a very good outcome. If I respond this way, then this is gonna happen. So then he's able to kind of be aware of what's going on and sort through it and make a decision about how to act about a certain thing. Some other highlights. One of the speakers was Sinek. It looks like this is a very famous speaker and author. I haven't heard of him before, but he's quite amazing. Some thoughts that I jotted down. The reason you preach boring sermons is because you live boring lives. I think somebody asked a question about this, and he was talking how when you go out, do things, get engaged, and then things happen, and then you have what to talk about, and you see things moving. He didn't state he's a Christian, so I don't think he used God in that really, but he's a Jewish, so maybe he does believe in God after all. What does it take to be a leader? He said courage, perseverance, and I think he said something else. And then he was asked, and what else? I'm like, that's it. Courage and perseverance. This is what it takes to be a leader. Not vision, not charisma. He says there are many that have charisma and that I would not want to follow. And that is actually quite true, isn't it? Giving. He talked about giving as a trait of leadership and communicating as a giver. He says not to get more likes or following or be admired or things like this, but come with a giver mentality and think about what I can give to these people that are listening to me. And he said it doesn't matter how many people are here, because if there was supposed to be a full room and there are just 6 people, I give all that I can. He has this vision about the world that he doesn't believe it's going to happen necessarily in his lifetime, yet he believes this can happen. And it's something along the lines where everyone gets up in the morning and it's exciting to go to work, spends the day really engaging in what he would do with lots of fulfillment, and goes home at the end of the day fulfilled for what he did.